Hello friends, and welcome to tonight's beer review, which is going to be the last review of the year 2014. It's been a very eventful year for me. I lost one job. I spent an extended period of time in unemployment. Got another job that pays a lot less, and I slowly descended into alcoholism the entire time. Yeah, every year I might not be the best drink reviewer, I might be the laziest drink reviewer, but I am going to be the most honest beer reviewer. Okay, if you notice, I combed my hair today because it was just like looking even bad for myself. So I just ran a comb through it before turning on the video. It's going to be shit again in an hour because that's just the way my hair is, unless I go and plaster it down with pomade. Okay, so beer we're reviewing tonight is a local beer because I want to go and do the final beer review of the year on something that's local, which is something of a passion of mine. If and when I get more money, there's going to be more breweries opening up on this island, and hopefully more reviews of local beer. So, Mehana Brewing, and this is Volcano Red Ale. Mehana is sort of jointly owned and operated with Hawaii Nui Brewing, which makes one of my favorite local beers, Hapa Brown Ale. I haven't tried anything of their Mehana line, so I decided to go and give it a shot. So, Volcano Red Ale is, as you'd expect, a red ale. They don't have the ABV printed on the can, but from my previous research for other reviews and tastings, it's about 5.2 ABV, so pretty much ultimately sessionable. So, let's open this up and try it, shall we? Not as overly fizzy as last time. Almost overflowed. Give it a fairly vigorous pour. And we have a very dark copper, translucent ale that's pretty heavily carbonated. It's very nice looking. I'm trying to get some of the light here. It's very dark for a red ale, I find, but still within colored guidelines. And pours a very nice, thick, sort of off-white to light yellow head. There is some very nice tart fruity notes to it, to the nose. Head's kind of dissipating quickly, so I'm going to be not as thick as I thought apparently. And just sort of floral smell. It's kind of reminiscent of Darjeeling tea, which probably is just sort of the malts combining with the light hopping. You know, so it gives it a nice floral note. Underneath that are some of the sweeter caramel malts. But overall, nose is kind of muted. Strongest scent about it is that sort of tart fruitiness. The body's pretty thin. Would expect a slight bit more heft from a red ale. Immediately what stands out is unfortunately an off-note flavor. There's slight metallic tang that shows up in the mid to finish. It's very quick and disappears, especially as it warms. It doesn't linger. It doesn't just, but it just kind of slaps you in the face there. There's a tart juiciness that's the strongest flavor. It rises in the mid palate, and it's very reminiscent of wine. When combined with the sort of hops, slight hops bitterness of the finish, it almost takes on a wine-like character. Yes, I have to say, yeah, it definitely has a wine-like character towards the immediate finish. Long finish, it just kind of fades into just a nice, pleasant hopping. I'm looking at the screen instead of the camera again. Blech. Already the metallic note has faded. Like I said, I think it's just sort of immediate when you drink it, but it doesn't really hang around much. Don't know what that is. It's a lined can, so it's not from the can itself. It's just something from the brewing process, I suppose. But as long as it's not overwhelming, and as long as it doesn't linger, I'm not going to dock too much from it in personal drinking satisfaction. There's hints of the sweet caramel malts that are lying underneath the tartness. They just show up for a brief moment in the finish. I'm trying to get to the front here. There's a bit of juiciness in the front. Not like IPA juiciness, just sort of malty juiciness, not a sweet juiciness, sort of sour juiciness. Honestly, being that this is a cold night, especially for Hawaii, this is probably not the best time to be drinking it. I would imagine that this would best be enjoyed on a hot day on the beach, if you feel like something that's got a bit more of a stronger flavor profile than a lager does. Comes across as more refreshing than, anything else. The lightness on the palate is, it kind of is balanced out by the strong tartness of it. So, it gives it that nice, I'm not going to say, well, it's not strong tart, so it's not like a sour or anything. It's just kind of tart for a red ale, I find. As it warms up, I'm really finding, it does have like a flavor, in the finish that very reminiscent of tannins, and it kind of does have elements of both, a lighter tea like a Darjeeling, or a Nilgiri, as well as a light red wine sort of thing. That said, it's not very complex. It's not like really sussing itself out as separate elements. It's just kind of reminiscent, if you understand what I mean. It's not intense or very well defined. It's just kind of reminiscent. So, 10 minutes have passed. Let me just kind of go to this. Mehana Volcano Red Ale. Got a couple flaws. But overall it is interesting, and you know, people don't drink red ales to have a very exciting drinking experience. You know, you're not going over it like a barrel-aged stout or a double IPA. It's just something you drink as a beer, and as a beer, it's pretty good. The only real knock I have against it is a really brief metallic taste, and kind of also in the nose too. I've noticed in the beginning that sort of passes. Don't know what else I can say about that. So if you're in Hawaii, this is one that doesn't really distribute out of state. Give it a try. It's worth a shot. And that's your beer review for tonight. Aloha no, and what's the thing? Something makahiki ho. Happy New Year. Cheers.